Hi, we're Harder Brunch.
We're Harder Brunch.
And we're super excited to tell you about our adult summer camp this August 25th, 26th, and 27th.
Wow.
We're going to be doing a full 3-day festival, and we want you to be a part of it.
Let's go.
It's going to be amazing. We got all your favorite comedians. We got headliners Brent Terhune and Gwen Sunkel on board.
Okay.
We're going to have musical acts by Clint Breeze, House of Wolves, The Tubbles.
Dang.
And all weekend is going to be all inclusive.
Wait, all
That's
inclusive?
right. One ticket price all weekend long gets you into everything. We're going to be bringing back all of the favorite summer camp activities you remember as a kid. We're going to be doing swimming, archery, handicrafts, canoes.
Wow.
All weekend long, all inclusive.
That's not even financially smart.
Well, that's what we're doing. Get your tickets today at eventbrite.com, and we'll see you there.
I guess we'll see you there.
Harder Brunch, summer camp.
Down. Oh, I'm eating brunch with my people though. The homie Dyke just cooked up a feast and we bout to eat it, bro. Fucked around and has to mix the lobster with the poutine. Daddy is rolling blue dream. Them boys got down a routine. It's Naptown culture. Cooking 7 courses. Had to pass the torch and now I'm grabbing second portion. So sit back, relax, grab a drink and a smoke. It's Harder Brunch on the way and get prepared for the jokes. Whoa.
Hi, and welcome to the Harder Brunch Podcast. I'm your host, Dyke Michaels, and with me, as always, my co-host, Thaddeus J. McKee. Woo! On the ones and twos, the wheels of steel, the sauce boss of Indianapolis, and the last broke dragon. Give it up for Zach Rohn, everybody.
Hey there.
Two very special guests with us in studio, Chef Andrew Whitmore and Chef Craig Baker from Chef's Night Off. How are we doing, gentlemen?
Excellent. Wonderful.
Thank you for being on.
gosh.
Andrew, you've been on the...
I will probably answer for me and Craig
Okay,
today.
all right.
It's like Penn and Teller.
A real...
I think we have to change the TV because I'm like mesmerized.
Testing.
The clownfish, yeah. It is
Comedian fish.
fish. Well, before we get started, we are sponsored by Upland Brewery, and Upland Brewery is also sponsoring our 2023 adult summer camp happening this August 25th, 26th, and 27th. Beautiful Brown County, Indiana.
Hit that song, baby. Oh, there's a new song. Nope. Well, hey.
I was concerned if that was the song. Sounded like a goat chants.
What did I just hit?
Doggone it. That is part of the song. It's just the last part of it.
This is what you sent me.
No, I mean, that's what Casey sent you.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Huh? Well, it's, it's
We
all
got
right.
the all-inclusive part, though.
We got party by the fire at night.
All right, that hurts.
And that's it.
As
That's
an
it.
as an artist,
Did it come
when
in-
they play just the last half of the
Did
song?
it come in backwards? I like parts of it.
I don't care what you like at this
I
point.
mean, you're the one who exported it, so.
I didn't. Well, you know what? Obviously, I didn't hear it. Anyways, guys, we got a Harder Brunch summer camp coming, and it's gonna be organized. It's gonna be so good.
You won't believe how much of camp you'll get.
Yeah, it's all.
You'll get
that.
the end, then followed by the middle.
Did we have the other Harder Brunch soundtrack?
No, I replaced it with that one.
Oh no!
So it's all oops.
Oops, all loops. Well,
Gosh, that hurts.
anyway, tickets are on sale now at eventbrite.com.
It felt like getting out of a pool cold, if you know what I'm saying. You were like, oh,
Guys, I swear this doesn't happen usually.
usually
the
my
first time
nipples are
it's-
loose.
It's ever happened to me. You guys are here promoting Chef's Night Off, which is an amazing event. You're bringing it back. And I have to say that part of Harder Brunch was inspired by Chef's Night Off, of the fact that, like, I wanted to bring service industry people on to the program that weren't always the people that were getting written about. I was like, I know a lot of people in the industry that are like just grinders, just little kitchen soldiers. and I was like, I wanna talk to these people, see what makes them tick, cook a brunch for them. And then it never in my wildest dreams did I think that like I would slowly be recruiting people into this cult, and that all these people would like to come and cook. And now it's just like a Justice League. I was like today was like a Justice League of all my friends that could cook. You know, it was like it's so much fun, and I feel like it's like we did the kind of a brunch version of Chef's Night Off for you. Was like that was the theme. But would you guys like to kind of describe Chef's Night Off to the people?
Yeah, certainly. So I started back in 2014 with a ex-partner of mine, and we just really had the goal to really bring people together in the restaurant scene. And I at the time was a line cook at Bluebeard. I was like the lead line cook there, and I always had good ideas for dishes and stuff, and sometimes they'd make on the menu, but sometimes they didn't. But I also saw other line cooks there that also had really great ideas, and I thought that it'd be a really great idea to like bring people together that maybe didn't normally get their name out there, and to be able to create a dish for a night for a tasting menu and work together to create a kind of a cohesive menu for that night. And so our first one in 2014 was was at Thunderbird, where at the time I had become the head chef of Thunderbird, and it was myself with two baby chefs, John Brooks and Carlos Salazar. John hadn't even opened Milktooth yet, and Carlos, I think, was just starting Rook. So it was just like three kind of like babies in the restaurant scene, really like up and comers. And it just kind of, and that first one, amazing enough, sold out, and it just took off from there. Like, we don't think we ever had one that didn't sell out, and it just got bigger and bigger. And we just utilized so many people in the city. And Craig cooked many, hosted many, and it was just so great to see like a community get together, the food community get together and like really want to participate. And then I moved away, and I moved away for about 5 years to Chicago and Vegas. And when I moved back, it's post-COVID, and it just kind of felt like there was a little disconnect in that. And I mean, it's understandable. Like, people were just trying to keep their businesses afloat and everything, but it kind of felt like there was a disconnect of like that community, and really wanted to do things together. And even if there was things, it felt a little like cliquey, like the same people were doing stuff together. It took me a while, but because I took manager jobs and stuff, and I was always busy, and I'm just currently doing my serving job, and I have a lot of free time, so I was like, yeah, it seems like the perfect time to try to bring this back. And my ex-partner is kind of out of the scene now, so I talked to Craig, because him and I have collaborated on many things, and I thought he'd be a perfect partner for it, and I would kind of take over that front of house role, and Craig would continue with the kitchen role that I used to do in Encino. And we got our first one already sold out, which is great, and we're already working on our next one. We got a location, a couple of people locked up for it. So
that's awesome. How often are you going to be doing them?
This year we're going to do. We got the one in July. We're going to do one in September, and then one in October, and then next year we're going to try to really push for once a month, and just really make it a standard thing that you can go to every month in the year and have something new and something different and unique in the city.
It's got to be nice to be already sold out.
It is. No, I mean, and honestly, like, I'm thinking back, like, it feels like this is probably like one of the fastest like selling ones that we've ever. I mean, in the whole history. I don't ever remember it like going less than a month. I mean, like, let alone like 3 weeks. And it was a very weird. Like, it was. Once we announced and put it out there, we got to like our first dinner is 90 tickets. We got to 31, and it just kind of like stalled for a minute, and I was like, and I'm a constant like worry freak, so same. I'm like, oh no, we're 50 days away, we're not sold out. And just a couple weeks ago, we myself, Craig, all the chefs, we did like a pretty major like social media blitz, and within that 4 days, all 90 tickets were gone.
Nice.
But I did want to say that kind of like a special for the Harder Brunch podcast. Once this airs, about an hour after this is available online, there will be 10 more tickets available to the first dinner at Milktooth.
What?
So,
Hey.
Look at that.
And do you want to go to that?
Yeah, I definitely want to go.
Me too.
Can we?
We need workers. So
I love working, so that sounds great.
I thought we were gonna like jump on each other's shoulders in a trench coat situation.
We're just a very tall
I would actually accept that.
as a one ticket. We could just be like the entertainment in the back,
Yeah.
and that whatever you choose, we'll do.
Now, Craig, we've never spoken to you before. This is your first time on the program. Now, you're a person who somehow I've never met, but everyone that I know knows you. The whole city knows you. You're very well respected, very well widely known. Can you kind of give just like a brief history of like kind of your background?
no comment.
There it is. I like it.
No, I'm just kidding. So I moved here from Portland in 2005,
Okay.
and
Why Indiana?
it was. I have children, and it was like equidistant between my family in North Carolina and my wife's family in Pennsylvania. And I knew one person here, and he's also a chef. He worked for me, and Tyler Harold. I don't know if anyone knows him. Tyler was like the corporate chef for Patashu for over a decade.
Okay.
He now transitioned. He's the chef for U.S. Foods. He travels around like Midwest or whatever.
U.S. Foods.
Yeah, a distributor. Yeah, he loves it. But he was the only person I knew here. I would fly into town to help him for events or whatever, and I always came in on like Broad Ripple Art Fair weekend or Penrod or whatever. I didn't realize that didn't happen every weekend.
Yeah, you're like Indianapolis is popping.
But I think it's, Indy's come a long way in the last 15 years.
Absolutely.
And to Andrew's point, like coming out of the pandemic, I thought we had a really good food scene going into the pandemic. And then just to add on to this a little bit, like during COVID, everyone like a lot of the sous chefs left. Mm-hmm. And so now, like, I think that CNO and what you all are doing, right, is a good way to develop that next tier of chefs and get people to transition from line cooks to sous chefs and get notoriety in, because at some point, like I think there's like 3 tiers of chefs in Indy, right? By age, and I like to think that I'm on the lower end, but I'm getting to the upper end.
Yeah.
But yeah, like we need people to fill in that, right? Like, what's the next independent restaurant boom? Like, who's that going to be? And so I think these kinds of things and what y'all are doing are like how we're going to get there. But anyway, I totally went off my question.
Well, one meat cake championship at a time.
Yeah.
And like you guys were sitting up there eating at the table, and then I watched you guys form a team, and you guys are going to participate in the next meat cake.
Is this is a formal announcement right here?
Is this formal?
Oh yeah.
There's no backing out now.
Putting it on
This
wax?
is- yeah.
If you say it on wax.
You're in the Matrix.
No, I mean that's the thing is I've known Craig for, I don't know, probably 10 plus years. I consider him my best friend in the culinary world for sure. I mean, he'd be my best friend, but my best friend I've known since preschool, so it's kind of hard to like top that. But in the culinary world for sure, like anytime I have anything I need to cook or like need help at, like he's always there. And so I couldn't think of anybody else to like do this with, and I've always wanted to be part of Meat Cake, and we started talking about it, and like, yeah, well, let's just team up, because you guys said you wanted to maybe do teams this year, so
Yeah.
so I'm like, yeah, let's do it.
Jello. Jello is going to be our theme.
Just meat jello?
It's going to be meat Jello.
Ooh.
It's going to be all like, green, yellow, you name it.
Yeah.
I'm very excited. I know it seems unhinged to talk about a February event now, but we've doubled this. We started off where it was just we made 3 giant cakes in the house, and it was like there's 7 of us. What are we doing? And then the next year we had like about 60 people.
Yeah.
We actually sold tickets and put it in a venue, and the fact of the matter that other people got into it and bought into like the premise of it, because it's fucking weird, like we making giant wedding cakes out of meat, like even people that consider themselves foodies, that it's divisive, and anyone that's a vegan hates it, they're not into it. But then this year we doubled from the second year, and then Thad actually really took it off because Thad's the only person doesn't have a culinary background on the show.
Don't tell them that.
But he can burn water. Let me tell you.
After this morning's brunch, I wouldn't know that.
Oh yeah,
Thank you.
But he's the host with the most. He's our friend of the house. He's our hospitality guy, and he hosted the first year, did a terrific job. But this year, he like took it up a notch and basically turned it into like carnival. There was dancing. There was
That's what I do.
shirtless beefcake men walking around. There was a very festive atmosphere into it, and then that's when I realized what meat cakes is. I was like, oh, it's a full like art experience. So I want to get some other artists involved this year, and I want to have visual arts and music.
There's going to be dancers next year.
All kinds of crazy stuff happening.
Talking ballet.
So like you can experience other forms of art in between sampling of the meat cakes and stuff like that. So very excited. I have a venue lined up. I can't announce it yet, but if it all comes out, it's going to be really cool. And if you guys are on a team, because I had the idea for teams, and Zach and Bridget were teasing me. They thought that I just didn't want to lose again, but I was like, no, this teams is really where it's at.
What do you think about what he's saying about the teams? You think he just doesn't want to lose?
Well, I mean, I know that's part of it.
That's a huge part of it.
Yeah, that's a huge part of
He's
it.
never won.
Yeah, he's never won.
He's
He's coming exclusively last.
Always.
I mean, there was no last place this year. There was just
No, there was.
Was there?
Actually, and I always have to stand up for you on this. This year you got like third.
Thank you.
And everybody said they liked your taste. Like you and Gomez had some of the best tasting food.
There's in previous years meat cakes on here.
That's Bridget's. Chef Haran.
Yeah. So
I
anyway,
still like the idea that you're forcing her into a team for Harder Brunch.
She's excited. She's putting an all female chef team together. She's into it. Pots of pay. So I like the idea of it can either be a business or you could just have. It doesn't have to be your business, but it could be a business or it could just be a team. What do you say? Teams of 3, no more than 3.
We never even talked about it.
Sure, that sounds great.
I was going to say no more than 16.
No more than 16.
I wasn't
on a team.
meaning to make this a meat cake planning meeting.
No,
but
you did it.
Well, we'll figure it out. Anyway, it's time for the Smoking Goose Brunch Breakdown.
Yeah.
We are sponsored by Smoking Goose. You can check them out, 407 Dormant Street. Our brunch breakdown today was very excited. Typically, Zach and I just split the duties, but we wanted to pay homage to Chef's Night Off by having some different talented people come in and making a dish. And some of my favorite people in the world helped out this week. I was very excited. So Chef Les was someone that I went to culinary school with, and we took different divulging paths right after culinary school. I immediately opened a food truck, which is what they tell you not to do in culinary school. Like,
But you proved them wrong.
I proved something. That's for sure.
look at you now.
Yeah, look at me now. Don't have that food truck anymore.
Oops. My bad.
I just bought one. I mean, not just me, but Justin Miller and I just bought one. So we have a truck that is not yet outfitted to be a food truck.
Okay.
Our first step,
Yeah.
in the downward spiral of the truck saga. No, I mean, I'm just kidding.
I'm going to trigger a flashback here.
But I may want to have a couple conversations and pick your brain on
Sure.
what to do and what not to
Oh,
do.
I have a lots of what not to do. I got a whole glossary of what not to do. But Les went and he sous chefed at like every place imaginable and just soaked up a lot of that experience. And now he like tests biscuits. He has a very odd job. He does chemical testing for biscuits. Is that what he said he did last time?
It was muffins.
Muffins.
yeah.
Muffin. He's the
He
muffin man.
He had a muffin laboratory. They had a whole machine.
But to test
Poke and prod them and stuff.
But one of the things about creative types is I feel like everyone's always itching to do something outside of what they normally do. So Les came on and what was his first course?
It was a cinnamon roll.
His take on cinnamon rolls.
His take on the cinnamon rolls, but it was
pork belly.
fat.
Yeah,
Pork belly.
Pork belly rolled up and
Oh, that's bad.
Big old slap of pork fat.
Don't tell him I'm not a culinary artist.
Go ahead, Zach.
oh no, yeah, no. From what he said, he had rolled the pork belly with the rub and the cinnamon, and then smoked it for like 6 or 8 hours or something like that.
It was so good.
It was very good.
Cheesy grits.
Served up on those perfectly cooked cheesy grits.
With the buttery cheesy grits.
Now, I will say this, it was amazing, but I also asked him to do the moose bouche, and that's what he came up with. So I love the fact that he was like, yeah, he goes, it's not really one bite, but you can go first. He's like, I hope there's something light going afterwards. And I was like, yeah, lucky, yes.
What does that mean? Moose?
It's usually supposed to be like a one bite something to like get your palate like opened up. It's usually something from the chef to kind of either show you like their skill or show you kind of like what you can expect from the rest of the meal kind of thing. But it's usually like something really small served on a spoon that you can eat with one bite. Is usually
It's basically a handshake,
yeah.
Oh, okay.
like a food handshake.
A
Like,
food handshake.
hey, welcome.
Welcome, and there's more coming.
Yeah.
But I feel like he nailed it. If you're like given a handshake for Harder Brunch,
It was,
right?
yeah, it was more
It was
like
a family style amuse bouche.
That was-
It was a
not-
family style handshake.
That was not a handshake. That was a chest bump.
Yeah, it was a
There
punch
you
in the
go.
face.
That's a punch. That's a bit aggressive.
Eat all this in half seconds.
It's really good, but it's also like that is par for the course for like Harder Brunch. Like you're gonna eat too much food, you're gonna be uncomfortable by the end of it. And then Grace had it was a pork salad. So now she was cooking pork all day yesterday and posting pictures of it, and I was mad because I was at work.
So Grace brought over leftovers, which is always really nice. No, that's love. Like I liked it. I hope you like it. And she's like a great cook. So she can bring over leftovers. What?
So the first
saying
course was
something
pork
wrong?
fat. The second course was recycled pork salad.
That's what it was. Recycled pork salad. And it's better than you think.
It's better than you think. Jesus.
She did a pig salad, which a spit roasted pig, dino kale and baby romaine, fennel and radish, cilantro lime, and pork lard on the dressing.
Did you try it?
I did.
It was actually it was fantastic.
For leftovers, it was amazing.
Some of the best
Best
leftovers I've ever had.
leftovers I've ever seen. No, I mean each leaf like had like profound flavor, and I don't know how to describe it any more than that. Like because it didn't look like it was.
I don't think you
flavorful.
should.
I don't.
It didn't
Yeah,
look
you
like it
probably
was
had
gonna
to
be
stop your
flavorful because it was
man.
like.
You did so good.
I
with
think as
profound.
synonyms go, profound is.
Yeah, because there was no dressing on. There was dressing, but it was clear.
Here we go.
So it just looked like leaves and then some leftover pork. And then when you put but when you put it in your mouth, you were like, "Oh my gosh, she's genius."
So Grace does a lot of like kind of pop up dinners. She just did one this past week, and it was like the whole thing was like medieval themed, and then like she brings in other artists and like does these really cool like immersive kind of themed dinners, and it was like I didn't get to go, but our friend Gwen went, and I was like, send me pictures, tell me what's going on, and she's like, they're not giving us silverware, and I was like, I'm into it. Like, they're just like eating meat off of the bone, you know, like family style, like with no silverware, and I was like, I wish I would have been able to go to that. So Grace killed it. And then the next dish was mine, which was my eggs Benedict. on the fondant potato.
What's fondant?
It's the way that it's prepared. So it's like kind of braised together with like chicken stock and butter and all this stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah. So Thad came in this morning and I just had potatoes out. He goes, "Oh, just gonna be serving raw potatoes today." I was like, "There's other stuff to it."
Like really phoning it in. Not even gonna wash those potatoes off.
Nope. Just giving them dirty potatoes. That's what they get. Yeah, so it was really fun. And I always have to call myself out. I was so excited to do a hollandaise foam, and apparently I didn't realize that there was more than one size of cartridge for the CO2, and I got the one for the BB guns. That I had to call Andrew in the middle of dinner. I was like, "Hey, can you come here and help? I can't make this work." He's like, "I don't think this is the right size." And he's like, "Well, at least there's not 7 chefs looking at me like I'm an asshole right now."
Zach, did you try any of that?
Of what?
With Dyke made?
Yeah, no. I mean, those potatoes were gorgeous.
Yeah,
Like
they really were.
They were really, really darkly caramelized. No, it was all very good. It was all very good, even if there was no foam.
Yeah. Taste, it was good, and it was probably one of the top 10 eye-pleasing things
Of the day?
that you brought to the table.
Thank you. Dad's compliments always they're like 50-50, you know? They give and they take.
Listen, Thad does about as well with compliments as Dyke does with hollandaise.
Wait a second. He didn't do hollandaise. You're saying I'm not complimenting at all? Okay, whatever.
And then Zach, you had the next dish.
I did a breakfast pizza. I made a tomato bacon jam for the sauce. I had some blueberries, brie, camembert, white cheddar, and then some smoking goose Genoa salami.
Now, the pizza was phenomenal, but let's give a little credit to the pizza oven. I feel like the pizza oven really...
The maker of the pizza oven?
No, just the pizza oven.
I mean,
you made it.
I'm not going to lie. Like, that pizza oven always makes better pizzas than I've ever made at any... Like I've never worked at a place that had like a proper like stone, you know, like wood fired oven.
Yeah.
But like, you know, in any bar that had like a pizza oven, I mean, that thing does way better. Like that's the best pizzas I've ever made off that thing. So I think you're right.
Home Depot, $50.
You did it. You made it by yourself from scratch, though.
I've never made anything, and I made that pizza oven.
You should rebuild it for TikTok.
Ooh, I don't know. I mean, got it up once. Except now it's like dangerously close to the inflatable hot tub, and so I was very concerned.
Call it an inflatable, please.
Oh, sorry. It's dangerously close to the regular hot tub that we have.
No, it's not regular.
Most of it's inflated still.
Okay.
And then Bridget Horan.
Wait, I want to say one more thing about that pizza.
Okay.
Whatever that, did you make that jam yourself? Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh. Because it's like, I don't want to say it seems store-bought. It like... No, store-bought isn't bad. Because I was thinking like, where do I buy this jam? Where do I buy this jam? That's what I wanted.
Yep.
I was like, I wanted it to be store-bought.
Yep.
But now I know it can't be recreated. It was awesome.
Maybe you guys could have...
Thank you.
Tastes just like store-bought.
Maybe Thad could come and review the dishes for Chef's Night Off.
Well, if you ever jar that, Zach, you should put that on.
Tastes just like from the store. Thad giving a thumbs up.
Just like factories used to make.
You know, you got talent, you got talent.
As good as the store. No, I really like it. You always make very interesting pizzas, like inspired by the Ninja Turtles, you know. But they were getting real crazy there for a while, and then I feel like the marshmallow pizza and the jelly beans.
The marshmallow pizza was too close to the sun. It was a marshmallow and pepperoni pizza. My son wouldn't eat it. I was the only one who would eat it, and I was sick by the end of it. The jelly bean pizza wasn't too bad. That one was okay. But yeah, no, this one was much better today.
I picture your kids in the kitchen crying as you're trying
You
to...
will eat your jelly bean pizza.
Like, that's a therapy session in the future. Like,
No, I told him other kids would be fucking stoked about this. And he didn't seem to care.
If you don't eat your jelly bean pizza, you're not going to grow.
Yeah.
back in the 90s, we all wanted to eat these pizzas like the Ninja Turtles.
I do have to say the pizza was really delicious. It's probably my second favorite of the day. So
Thank you.
And then the dessert was.
I just want that was the jelly bean pizza for me.
Oh, we got a picture of a pizza. No, but his wasn't like just a dessert. It was a savory pizza with jelly beans. Right?
Yeah.
Like that right there. Yeah. Cheese.
Yeah, that's really close to how it looked.
Cheese and jelly bean. Oh, it's disgusting.
Did you use like all like black to like nail one flavor, or did you go assorted across?
No, I
the board?
used the assorted colored ones. It
One
was
time-
just like I got for the marshmallow ones. I got the it was Lucky Charms marshmallows. They were special edition, so it was a multicolored.
How about
travesty.
Skittles?
I'd give it a go. Like a pineapple and Skittle pizza. I think we're there.
Rainbow of flavor.
Yep.
One time I went out to brunch, and it was Easter brunch, and they decided, I don't know, someone in the kitchen thought they'd be real fucking cute, and they put Peeps on every dish to garnish it, like the Peep bunnies or the Peep, marshmallow Peeps. But like it wasn't like on like the rim of the plate; it was in the middle of the food. So I think I got like a beef Manhattan, with just like a melting Peep in the middle of it. Like someone got biscuits and gravy, and I was just like, this chef should be executed. Like, what are we doing? This isn't fun at all. Like, unless like the expo guy was just like feeling froggy that day, and was like, I'm just gonna put this on the way out.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe. But a dessert that was wonderful was what Bridget made for us today.
Oh my gosh.
And that was the grilled peach Bellini panna cotta. It was a pineapple sage, grilled peach jam, vanilla panna cotta, and a sparkling wine jelly with pineapple sage and grilled peach garnish. I'd never had a wine jelly before, and I was like, this is wonderful.
It was awesome.
so good.
We played Peaches and Cream when it came out and when we were eating it. And we had some millennials that don't know that song. It made me feel really old.
Well, when you said the Peaches song, I thought you meant the President of the United States song. Like,
Yeah.
the
That's a good one,
Peaches
too,
for
yeah.
me. Like that's
Yeah.
and
And
my
then-
Peaches song. I don't
and-
know
yeah.
Justin Bieber or
And
like,
now Gen Z has the Bowser Peaches song. So
Yeah.
like, there's three different.
Each generation, there's a new Peaches song.
Yeah.
I feel like peaches are evergreen. Peaches never go out of style.
Except I feel like the Presidents of the United States and the Peaches and Cream were actually around the same time. One was just the hip hop version.
yeah.
Know what I mean? Peaches and Cream.
What if they? Maybe we could mash those two songs up together.
Yeah.
We'll try it.
We're gonna take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back.
This week on the After Brunch Podcast.
Yeah,
What happened?
Dave pulled my pants down, and he goes, "What would you say?" And then he called me a monkey on a train, and I was like, "Wait, what's going on here?"
Join us at patreon.com/Harder Brunch.
And we're back. You had something you wanted to share with us now?
Oh, I wanted to share the full song. And, this is like a dish. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it might get burnt. Might be a little bit crispy in the middle where you don't want it to be. But
What if this one's crispy too?
who knows? Let's try it.
Harder Brunch Summer Camp, 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 hey, Harder Brunch Summer Camp, hey, Harder Brunch Summer Camp, Harder Brunch Summer Camp, Harder Brunch Summer Camp, Harder Brunch Summer Camp. DJ,
Oh, that was not part.
every night, yeah, it's all inclusive, all inclusive. Party by the fire at night. Don't you want to remember in the days we were young? Remember in the days we were young. Remember in the days we were young.
You're right. It's that first half that really tees it up.
That was a song.
Is that on Spotify? Can we find that?
No, that's what we call a rough draft.
Yeah. I will say there's a lot of potential there. There are parts I like the part about being around the campfire. I like that. You really hit that there was a summer camp that we do. I like that.
Then the all-inclusive nature.
Yeah, and the all-inclusive
I
nature
think I
of
heard
summer camp.
that 17 times.
So I guess there was an echo. That
I don't guess. I heard it.
Casey, I don't know. It doesn't matter.
What happened?
I don't know.
I feel like Thad's really been pushing a lot of the things off on Casey that have gone wrong. Like,
it was a perfect song when I gave it to you. It was perfect.
It was perfect. And you just threw it on the ground.
I am using Casey as a scapegoat in this, and I'm comfortable with that.
That's what happened to my hollandaise sauce. I was like, it was perfect because I handed it to Casey for a second, and all of a sudden there was no foam. What the hell? So Andrew, you were telling us who's on the lineup for the first Chef's Night Off?
Yeah, so a great lineup. First and foremost, because it's at Milktooth, we traditionally try to get like a chef or somebody like associated with the restaurant. And with us bringing it back, I mean, we do try to focus on like people that don't usually get their name out there, but with just coming back, we wanted to bring some big names to the table. So John Brooks, owner of Milktooth.
Never heard of him.
owner of Beholder, just wonderful chef in the city. Is going to be leading it off along with Josh Huffman, who really great friend of mine, love him to death. He's the chef out at Saint Shack. And then Blake Ellis, chef at Meridian Hills Golf Club. And then what's Country Club, yeah. And then Andy Porter, who's been around the city for forever, worked in so many places. He's actually in real estate now, which is funny. But him and Blake actually do a little pop-up series called Even Steven. And he adores cooking and just kind of wanted to come back out for a night and do a fun little dinner. So
what I liked about this lineup was the diversity of beards. There was all different kinds of beards that were represented there. Lengths,
yes,
fullness,
all kinds of beards. Yes.
No, there's some amazing chefs, and I honestly I think it makes sense when you're bringing it back to go big. Put some star power behind it, and then people come and they're like, because I mean it's probably a split deck of like people that are like, oh, they're doing this up again, but you're going to be tapping into an audience of all new people. This is going to be their first experience with it.
So like I think I've cooked 6 or 7. And usually we try to put a couple. It's hard to play, and you don't know what kitchens you're walking into because you're in a visiting restaurant, right?
Yeah.
So we usually try to put 1 or 2 chefs who have experience in being able to plate that kind of and run service. Like when we did them at Plow and Anchor, our pass wasn't even as big as one of these tables, and you're trying to knock out 70 plates in 2 turns, and it gets complicated. So you no matter what, you have to have a few people to lead. You know what I mean? Even if they're not like big names, but they by their trade even that they know how to execute something like this.
Yeah.
Because the worst thing you can do, and you can't touch a plate 20 times.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, you can.
You can. And, but like that's like the kiss of death, right? Like you have 4 chefs working together, which is also part of the experience, which is great.
Yeah.
But they're all plating someone's dish and they're all working together. And if they have to touch that dish even 8 times, then Andrew and I are going to be like, you guys are falling behind. Because when you have 2 seatings, the last thing you want is to have that second seating standing around staring at each other. So I think that like, it's good because people are learning and they get to work together and they write the menu 100%. Like we have no input or, I mean, there was somebody did beef heart, bread pudding, and blood ice cream for dessert one time.
I've heard about that since.
I mean,
There's a reason.
Special thing. I mean, that definitely came when I wasn't part of the ownership, and I when I first started it, like I definitely met with the chefs and tried to like build like a cohesive like menu because I wanted to make sense for people. Like people are spending their really good hard-earned money to like And I remember going to one after I had moved away and came back, and it was an all offal dinner, and it was maybe the most horrible menu I've ever had in my life. And I was like, well, what's going on here? And that's the thing is I want to bring it back to like where it is like a very cohesive menu and a very collaborative menu, but it makes sense for like people buying tickets, because like if you're spending money on something, like you want to like be able to like appreciate like
Time out. You said blood ice cream. Yeah. So we're talking rare ice cream.
Oh,
where
it was something.
Blood that's in our bodies, blood.
Yeah. I actually, the ice cream was the best part.
Okay, but what type of blood are we using? This is vampire-esque.
It was beef blood.
Oh, okay, beef blood, not human.
Was it cooked? Like was it red or was it like brown?
It was like the color of that cup.
Pink blood?
Pinkish, yeah. It was, and that was like
Is that legal?
Yes, I think.
I don't know, because it's usually a surprise, right?
All right.
So yeah, that I could see like taking out a date and like this is gonna be great, and then she's like, blood, really?
So I mean, you're hitting on it though, right? It's like, this is also an outlet for us to demo stuff.
Yeah,
like that. Maybe I can't cook this in a restaurant.
Yeah, okay.
And maybe I can run this and see if it works. Right.
Welcome to Harder Brunch.
But Andrew can tell you that like I cooked the most disgusting thing in my life, and it was. What was that movie?
Clockwork Orange.
Yeah.
Clockwork Orange.
Yeah, so I had he had broken out these courses, and it was supposed to be like repulsive. And it was.
I love that.
Like I floated an oyster in this like, it was basically moonshine, and did it as a shooter, and I mean it put hair on my body in places I don't even want to talk about.
Yeah.
But it was repulsive. Like. It pickled the oyster. You could like watch the corners start to curl. That's how much alcohol was in it.
Oh wow!
But I mean, there's a fine line, I guess, is what I'm getting at, right?
Sure.
Between being edgy, and
still being approachable
and missing the mark. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And that's what I like to hear, though. You did say the ice cream was the best part, and if you could put something disgusting in front of someone and then make them love it.
He didn't say it was good. He said it was the best part.
I mean, I want to give credit. I don't know. I don't remember who the chef was, and I hope they forgive me for anything I've said disparagingly about this dish. But,
oh no, I'm sure it was.
I mean, honestly, like when I say it was the best part, like beef heart does not belong in bread pudding. Like, there's no way. Those two things just don't mix.
Well, there's only one way to know, really, that night.
No, like that did not work.
Oh, okay.
And I ate everything. I'm like one of those people. I will eat everything you put on my plate.
Yeah.
Like, well, I tried today, but I mean, I will eat like everything. I'll try it, right? Mm-hmm. Like, I've eaten horse meat. I've eaten, you know what I mean? Like people like, what? And I'm like, yeah, like
you could put a longer pause between you ate everything today here at Harder Brunch, and then I've eaten horse meat before, so
that's what he kept saying. Like every time he took a bite, he's like, well, I've eaten horse meat, and he put it in his mouth.
Better than horse.
What's the most? I have to ask you this. What's the most illegal thing you've ever eaten or been a part of?
Wow. Anything you'd like to incriminate yourself with on this podcast?
No, because I've always wanted to eat like bald eagle. Like, you know what I'm saying? I wanted to eat something that like is kind of illegal.
I guess like the only thing. I mean, I've never had anything illegal. I mean, the one that probably has like the most like, ooh, how do you eat that? Is like foie gras. Like people, for some reason, people have a bugaboo about foie gras, but. I can't say I've never had anything illegal.
It's a fatty goose liver.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We ate a loose raccoon a couple months ago.
Okay.
I was gonna say I've eaten raccoon, possum, groundhog.
For some reason because Zach made it and it was good. It was really good.
So my dad, I was looking for some. I was looking for some like game meats that weren't typical, like, you know, just like elk or boar or something like that. And my dad calls me. He's like, I was over to Farmer's and I got you a raccoon. And I was like, that's perfect. I'll make a raccoon pot pie. And, you know, made it and everything. Didn't realize later that like he beat it to death.
Wait, whoa.
Yeah, I asked him how. I was like, "How'd you source that raccoon?" He's like, "Oh, my dad clubbed it to death." And I was like, "Wait a second, this was just a loose raccoon."
Yeah, it was just a loose. It was free range, is how we say
So
it.
you're supposed to catch them, and then you're supposed to feed them milk and water, or milk and bread, for like 2 weeks.
Well, that didn't happen.
Clear out their systems of any impurities, because they will eat just about anything.
Oh my!
Well, the one thing was it was out in the country, so it wasn't in a city area where it would be getting in trash and stuff. So I do feel good about that.
I just want to announce now I'm going to be changing partners for Chef Nut Off.
Yeah.
The September one is just gonna be all horse meat themed.
Wait, you could leave, but I mean, I'm not trying to get anybody in trouble, but we're allowed to eat horse meat.
You can buy, like, if you go on, I can't remember the website.
Horsemeat.com.
I'll say this: I've never seen a horse hunter before.
No, you don't.
Like, what do you hunt? Like,
You have the horses. He said traps for him, of course.
this is a horse trap.
Some carrots, some apples,
Yeah, you run them into a
really
gorge.
big cage.
You just go down to the track in Churchill Downs and wait for one to take a knee, and then you're like, got it.
In the Kentucky Derby.
You're saving from the glue factory. That's all you're doing.
Oh, it's a bow and arrow season for horses.
I like the fact that you thought someone was out there hunting horses.
Yeah.
Hey, imagine how sad of a job that would be.
I really like horses.
Most of the
What
kills
does
I get
Daddy
are
do?
actually pets.
My dad was a horse hunter. His dad was a horse hunter.
Everyone hated our family.
It's actually one of my favorite parts from The Office is they're talking about party ideas, and one of them is a horse hunt. Like, that's not even joking.
Not to go backwards, but I mean, maybe we should, for meat cake, have like a pin the tail on the donkey, but we could do it with like meat.
Oh, okay. How's that work?
Okay.
Did you say like a real donkey?
Yeah.
Or?
Wait a second.
Oh, no.
I thought you were gonna say we make a meat cake out of horse meat, and I'm like, you can make it out of whatever meat you want to.
Wait. Did someone said a real donkey? We can't like put a what?
We're gonna try to stay playfully away from
So-
the actual animal cruelty.
So, anyways, back to Chef's Nut Off.
Yeah. You were talking about a partnership. That
Oh
you
yeah,
had.
so we were talking earlier about like focusing on artisans and everything, and I found this really great gardener out of Plainfield that's growing their own like succulents and things like that, and like really trying to perpetuate that like growing things and like owning plants and everything. And her name's Montria Posey, and she has a business called Saturday Organics out of Plainfield.
Nice.
And so essentially what she's going to do is make centerpieces for all the tables at our Milktooth dinner, and going to have them up for sale for the end of the dinner. So you can take something home at the end of the dinner for a souvenir or whatever. Like,
That's dope.
yeah, it's really fun. Like, and it's just like I said, like we're just trying to like help other businesses like grow and collaborate like we always want to do. So
Craig, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about some of your history, because you have done a lot of like competitive cooking before, right?
Yeah. Well, I was like, this is a loaded question.
No.
Yeah.
I was just interested to like, because there is a difference, I feel like, between the competitive cooking and the collaborative cooking, right?
Sure.
And I wanted to know, just like,
One is like,
he has a million words about raccoon meat, and like, yeah.
no, I mean, like,
So it's different when you're cooking against them as versus with them? Is that like the opposite, or?
yeah, because when you're cooking against them, you want to dominate and
That was the
squish
great
them.
question.
It's like Conan, right? Mm-hmm. You know, you're like, I can't get the quote, but you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. So I've done, I don't know how many cooking competitions, and I mean, they're fun to me.
Mm-hmm.
One, you can't take yourself too serious. Like I just You guys would love this. I did a cooking competition, a chili competition for the Indiana State Chili Cook-Off, and it was in Shelbyville, Indiana. And I was like, I am gonna dominate, right?
Yeah.
And I get down there, and there's like 9 RVs in the parking lot, and it's a whole world.
Oh, yeah.
These people are serious, and I don't know why they call it the Indiana State Chili Cook-Off, because no one was from Indiana. There was like 4 of us out of the 22 that were
Just all ringers.
yeah, and they're all. What they do is retirees basically. They just travel around and pick up purse money and win for cooking chili. So I had never made competition chili before, because there's actually a thing. I got my ass handed to me.
What did you choose to put in it? Was it the horse meat?
No, I used pork.
Use pork.
Yeah, but that might have where I went wrong. But so we, Cindy Hawkins and I developed over the years now. We have Team Indiana. Mm-hmm. And we're basically raising capital to send people to and it could be anyone. Like it doesn't like we have people that are quote unquote registered people of the team, but anybody could be a member of the team. There's no like you just call and say, hey, I'm trying to go do. There's a duck gumbo cook-off in Arkansas that happens right after the Super Bowl, and it's like the Mardi Gras of cook-offs. So instead of putting beads, they like stick bumper stickers on your butt.
Okay.
And it's who owns the Cowboys? Jimmy Jones, Jimmy, whoever. So it's sponsored by the owner of the Cowboys and I think Budweiser, right? And I was like, that would be so much fun just to go and experience it, because it's like 200 teams that show up from all over the country to do this. And if someone said in Indiana, like they called us and said, hey, can you help subsidize this? That's kind of like one thing that we do. And then we're taking on a bunch of others, training high school, like assisting and training high school students in culinary, maybe like Marcus Daniel, who's up in Fort Wayne. He's the chef at Joseph Tequee. He works with a nonprofit already where they take at-risk youth and teach them skills, because that's how he got himself ahead in life.
Oh, awesome.
So we're doing a bunch of other stuff like that. But, like basically the competitions are a way for us to do our outreach to tell people about Indiana and how we've got real food here.
Yeah.
I've actually been thinking I'm coming up on 20 years of being here, and I was like, I should write a cookbook.
Yeah.
20 years as a Hoosier.
Yeah.
Right? Like, and
you've seen the whole change.
yeah, but then I could get some horse meat dishes.
Yeah.
Yes, let's go.
If you make a horse
Milky
meat
raccoon.
Milky Raccoon. His name was Milky too.
I'll tell you what, Zach made a kangaroo chili, and it was phenomenal.
No, wait, that was Raccoon.
yeah,
No, the raccoon was the pot pie.
yeah, the raccoon was the pot pie. It was rabbit and kangaroo and hops.
It was so good.
Yeah,
So it was triple hopped.
yeah, it was triple hopped.
You set that joke up.
Yeah, it was really good, and he used like some like cherry flavor in it.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, which is
It was like a cherry hop chili.
yeah, it was.
I just love all the random canned meat things we're seeing on the screen. Like it's.
Can I ask what the theme of today was?
The theme of today was we were basically trying to do our version of Chef's Night Off. It was Chef's Brunch Off was actually the theme.
Oh, okay.
And we were trying to recreate that by having some of our chefs cook different courses for them.
We went way too deep in it. We thought it was like a sweet and savory because Zach did like a pizza with blueberries. He did a cinnamon roll, pork fat, and then Grace did.
I thought you remember that I just love pork and like it was all pork dishes. Like it was like
Yeah.
But no, I love that it was like same thing.
Yeah, we
like
did.
collaboration and just come up with dishes and
We did really pork it up, didn't we?
it was a lot of pork.
These are also all people that I like. I trust to give them the freedom to like do whatever. So it's just like it's gonna be like I didn't ask anyone to turn in their homework. Or I did ask. I was like, just bring it. I know it's gonna be good.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely. Was it? It was. Were they all pork?
Besides for dessert, yeah.
It was all
in every
pork.
dish.
But it's also sometimes playing with the food restrictions too.
Pork and peaches.
Like we've got we did like a gluten-free vegan one, like, and it was just like I feel like Houdini. Like I feel like my hands are tied. I got a straight jacket on. But so sometimes it's fun to work within those parameters, and sometimes it's fun just to go wild. What do people have to look forward to? Because obviously this one's sold out. But what do people have to look forward to like the next upcoming Chef's Night Offs?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, like once this episode goes live, we'll have 10 more tickets available for sale. So, if you want to jump on it, I mean, I guarantee once they go on sale, they'll go out. But like if you hear it and want to get on it, please do, because it's a lot of fun.
Tell them Harder Brunch sent you.
Yes, of course. Use Harder Brunch code for no 0% discount. But yes, we actually just a couple nights ago, Craig and I locked up our second one at the new Brazilian place in Broad Ripple, Nando's.
Thanks.
Very excited for that. It's going to be September 10th, and just a little tease of who we have coming up. I do have Aziz, the chef at Anthony's. He's going to be cooking there.
He just cooked for our Scotch and Steak Day.
Yeah, right.
It's phenomenal.
So yes, apropos, and also one of the bartenders from Anthony's is also going to create a cocktail. Zach Wilkes, who is a bartender known in the city for sure,
yeah.
and also Kendall is cousin, right? Or cousin, sister, I can't remember. But she actually like built the bar program there, so it'll be like a little family reunion for them. So yeah, that's a little like sneak peek. We'll probably day of Chef's Night Off, we'll put those tickets on sale for that. But the first one's July 17th at Milktooth, and then September 10th will be the second one, and we'll like I said, probably launch tickets on the day of that dinner. But yeah, I mean it's and then just looking forward to trying to plan out October as well and figure out a place and chefs to cook at that. But we got a lot of interest. We've already been talking about like future ideas of like things to do. We kind of like last night or a couple nights ago having drinks at Plumps, we were like talking about maybe doing a brunch Chef's Night Off at Plumps, which would be fun, like, and just utilizing the whole kitchen and the back area. And I really want to do a Bluebeard reunion of all the like chefs I worked with, like
that'd be awesome,
coming up, and like some of the bartenders that worked there, and I think it'd be a really fun time as well. So I mean, we got another at least one we have to plan this year, and then it's going to be a lot of planning for the next year and a lot of work. But I'm excited to like be back in the scene and doing this kind of thing, because I know Craig and I like have plans on doing some like larger events as well that we've been in the works with, and it's going to be nice to be able to like funnel some of those funds from Chef's Night Off to like make sure that happens. So
that's awesome. Grab one of those 10 tickets while you still can. Zach, can you drop a beat for me there, sir? Gentlemen, thank you so much for being on the program today. Where can people follow Chef's Night Off? The Instagram is Chefs NO Indy. We just have Chefs Night Off Indy on Facebook. My personal Instagram, which I post personal stuff and Chef's Night Off, is soy __ chorizo.
Mine's simple. It's just Chef Craig Baker.
Hey, there you go.
I'm plain. Not very creative.
That's good. It's easier for people to remember too. I always like it. Thaddeus J.
Listen, you can find me at horsepoaching.com. completely legal and completely free. Yeah, we got some lawsuits out. So
Zach Roan.
If you haven't yet, definitely get a ticket for summer camp coming up August 25th, 26th, and 27th. I was going to hit the button, but I don't want to hit two songs at once.
You can also, if you want to support us, you can follow our Patreon. It's patreon.com/Harder Brunch. Only $3 for the lowest tier, which gets you access to the entire After Brunch archives. That's where Zach says all of his most controversial opinions.
Seriously.
And, you know, you're going to want to hear those. You're going to hear what they say for the lawsuits.
What was the Juneteenth take that you had to give?
You had a hot
Well,
Juneteenth
I mean,
take.
you're gonna have to tune in.
Okay. All right.
Gentlemen, thank you so much for being on here. Andrew, always a pleasure. Craig, very nice meeting you. And we'll see you next time. And don't sleep on Chef's Night Off. Go get them tickets.
Get them.
Bye-bye.